Madam City Manager, Madam Clerk, I don't.
Good afternoon.
We transported everything over here and didn't bring a gavel, so I'm gonna do the Frank Underwood and just do the ring thing. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Good afternoon. Mr. Rickman. Here. Mr. McDowell. Here. Mr. Duval. Ms. Devine. Here. Mr. Davis. Here. Mayor Benjamin.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Reverend McDowell, would you lead us in the invocation, please?
And that's really, we're pushing them out. That is an FBI requirement.
Let's bow for a word of grace together. Oh Lord, you've allowed us to gather in this place today to conduct the business of this city. And in so conducting it, we ask for your grace and your mercy. Speak to each one of us individually and collectively. Allow us to sense your presence. Allow us to hear with sensitive and yet attentive ears, and that we might speak with voices of reason and compassion. We ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, now we're going to open a public hearing only on our community development plan. Sorry, ma'am?
Mr. Mayor, I would just ask that we amend the agenda to
yeah,
add an
absolutely. I
executive
apologize.
session item.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Is there a
And
motion?
So move.
I can read it if you like.
Please.
It would be to add discussion of negotiations incident to proposed contractual arrangements pursuant to Section 3470A2, the Administrative Services Only Agreement with Cigna Health and Life Insurance Company. And, Mr. Mayor, if we could add that item prior to taking up item number 3.
There's a motion by Mr. McDowell. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Okay,
For
so
discussion, clerk call the roll.
Mr. Rickman.
Again, we're doing.
Aye.
Mr. McDowell.
Yes.
Mr. Duval.
Aye.
Ms. Devine. Mr. Davis. Mayor Benjamin.
Solution
Aye.
for those
In the interest of
limited
just
we're not seeing in what was an FBI
order,
finding,
I'm
for the
going
state
to
as well,
actually take
was that
up
when we put
item 4
applications
before we take up
into
item 1,
not
okay?
out of a
So
sandbox or a secure-
we asked, I'm not sure what noise that is, but we asked our consultant, Aon, really put some fire up under them to come back with some planned redesign changes so that we would be prepared to go into open enrollment early next year, as we typically do. Usually when you ask folks to get you something fast, it's not exactly what you're looking for. Okay, guys, so some of the numbers that you've seen that cause you grave concern also causes this council some grave concern. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do as not just Columbia, but local governments and state governments and the federal government, and as well as private employers all across this country deal with the significant cost of rising health care. But it's going to take more time for us to do that. We want to pledge you and promise you that we're going to do it in a process that is not only transparent, but also very participatory, and allow for a significant amount of participation from our current employees and our retirees. So don't want you guys to have to sit here do an entire meeting and that's going to transition into our very first joint meeting of City and County Council because we're not planning to take any action on item 4. And I expect that it's going to be a good period of time as we actually walk through what we need to do in terms of plan redesign that allows us to be not only sustainable, but also allows us to recognize the service of our current employees and our retired employees. It's important to us that every opportunity we have to graciously reflect the service that you guys and ladies have given to the people of Columbia, that we're able to do that. Saying that, can we go ahead and get a motion on item 4, maybe to either postpone or table or send it to the Administrative Policy Committee?
Majority of the state
or
With the amendment of the phone.
no. That was on.
Okay.
I would move that I don't think it should be the committee. It needs to be all
So
council.
we know what has to be done. There's been a little
You
bit.
want it in committee? Oh, okay. I would move that we table any action on item 4 for future discussion, and that it be placed on a work session agenda that we can fully digest it and go through all the numbers and get participation from anybody who has a vested interest.
We were seeing only
Mr.
captured
Mayor?
on that specific blade.
Mr. McDowell.
Just for the sake of
We need to
clarity,
make sure
do
we're
we
capturing
set
in-
those time
outside
parameters?
that, because CGI was on
Well, I think in order to do this justice, I was talking to Mr. Rickman. I mean, we're going to need a committee or a small, either full council or a small committee that's dedicated to really addressing these issues. And it may take a little more time, but I think let's put it on the table, Ed, and pick it back up at some point. Who's on the Administrative Policy Committee
Yeah.
now?
I am.
Mr. McDowell and Mr. Duval.
Okay, and
Basically, we're just trying to
Mr. Badura is the third person. Okay.
of event.
I'd love to appoint an ad hoc committee. I'm not sure if you want to do it right now.
Is it
Yeah, let's do a
login,
committee of the whole. I mean, I think it's going to require that probably.
And then the user.
All right. So,
And that's primarily why that's primarily
Sure.
why I asked the question.
We're still
To
seeing some
see
group accounts or some
if
shared
council
accounts.
is
We've got to
amenable and agreeable to
give you group accounts,
accepting,
certain actions
putting this
completely.
on the table with
At your
a
local
time
agencies, if
parameter.
you've got any shared
You want us to
accounts
come
or any
back
group accounts,
later,
taking those out.
within the next 2
Everything needs to
weeks?
be based on-
Does,
I think I think the challenge that we're facing today is that, and I take responsibility for it, and several of my colleagues do, is that we asked we had Aon for a very quick response, and so it's not.
That's the
And
context.
I guess I'd say I'd rather we get it done right than get it done fast.
I understand.
So let's place it on the table.
Successful log-
Let's go back and regroup and share information with our employees and our retirees as to what type of schedule we can actually look at going forward, as opposed to again getting it done fast and
Storage
not
costs a
right.
lot of money. Yes, please.
All right.
and Mr. Mayor, the recommendations that are reflective in item 4 were additive, not, so your motion is reflective of all the items in item 4, being actives and pre-65 retirees and
Yes,
other
and that's a good
strategies.
clarification. A network rather than
Yes,
being,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Vendor
Move
software
the previous
application.
question.
So
All right. Move the first one for call the roll.
software
Mr.
applications
Rickman.
do have this built in.
Yes.
A lot of the vendors, when they come in,
Mr. Davis. Mayor Benjamin.
Aye.
are putting.
So, for those of you who really dislike hanging out at city council meetings, you're welcome to hang out as long as you want to, okay? We're not going to be taking up item 4 today, all right? All right, all right, thank you. Thank you. Are you saying goodbye or wanting to say something?
Again,
Okay.
like Bruce said, this is more network.
Not, let's get through some more of the agenda. We'll have some opportunities for public input at a later date. That'll give you an opportunity to say as much as you want to say.
Where they
Absolutely.
Write, delete, and change permissions on the user's account. So if they're we're trying to make sure that they can get to those accounts, network administrator accounts on the networks, so they can do the most damage. Capture the logs first. Successful pass. If somebody
How'd you
goes
find out about the meeting?
to account specifically, we want to see that. So if they, multiple times.
Grapevine's more powerful than the internet. You know that, right? Okay.
And with the unsuccessful and successful login attempts, it's going to
Yes,
log
ma'am.
out after,
Just
Yeah.
attempts.
Well, we'll work on that as well. I mean, obviously, everybody's in the database because everyone is obviously insured. So we'll figure out the best way of sharing that
Also, we want to
communication.
make sure successful
All right.
and unsuccessful action privileged accounts. So
Let's
again,
go ahead and step into the public hearing around the community development draft caper.
So we want privileged accounts are doing.
Ms. Saeed.
If there's any that you think is happening.
You're not on.
And then finally.
Should say on, push
Successful
up
and
on it.
unsuccessful. Success, modify, and modify.
Hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mayor Benjamin and members of City Council. Ms. Wilson. In accordance with the federal regulations 24 CFR Part 91, the City of Columbia has prepared a draft consolidated annual performance and evaluation report, also known as our CAPER, for the fiscal year 2016-2017. This report is due annually, 90 days after the close of our program year. Citizens have the opportunity to comment on performance of the 3 entitlement programs that we manage: the Community Development Block Grant, known as CDBG, Home Investment Partnership, known as HOME, and Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS, also referred to as HOPWA. Through the citizens participation process, the city's comment period began on August 25th, and it will conclude on September 25th. In addition to this afternoon's public hearing, one other hearing was held on September 7th, 2017. A copy of the CAPER draft is available on our city's website, and the CAPER, along with citizen comments, will be submitted electronically to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development prior to September 30th, 2017. All written public comments are welcome and can be forwarded to us in the following ways. Website at COMMDEVcompliance@columbiasc.net. It can be mailed to the attention of Dolly Bristow at the City of Columbia's Community Development Department. That address is 1225 Lady Street, P.O. Box 147, 29201. And it can be faxed to 803-255-8912. Again, the draft is available on our website at www.columbiasc.net/Columbia Community Development. If for some reason you'd like us to mail you a copy, you can also call our office at 545-3373, or you can stop by our office again at 1225 Lady Street, and we'll make sure you get a copy. Each of you have a copy of the draft CAPER in front of you, and I'd like to take a moment to notate some highlights so that you can read over it at your leisure. In fiscal year 2016-17, Columbia received $940,783 in CDBG, $429,219 in HOME, and $1,154,666 in HOPWA funds. The city received a total of $2,564,668 in new funding through these 3 formula grants. A total of $4,293,641 was allocated to projects, including $871,306 in program income and $857,667 in prior year funding. A total of $2,595,818 was expended from all sources during the program year. The city leveraged over $5.9 million in private and other funding. Also during the fiscal year, HUD approved the CDBG Disaster Recovery Action Plan. And as of June 30th, the city drew down from HUD $86,235 in federal disaster funds. Now, to highlight some of the specific accomplishments for the department, we actually provided 10 action grants. That's the grants where we assist neighborhoods for various improvements in their neighborhoods, to include beautification, landscape, sign toppers, and park improvements totaling $7,993 in general funds. Community development, again this year, received 2017 John A. Sasso National Community Development Week Award for planning and implementation of its National Community Development Week celebration, which included a CD block party serving over 350 citizens. That went over very well. We may do that again next year. CD began serving our customer care clients through the Change Up program. We held 3 neighborhood cleanups and also an all-access event for neighborhood capacity building. With our CDBG accomplishments under public service, we enrolled 8 participants in our IDA program. In bank-owned Columbia, we have 25 people that we provided one-on-one financial counseling sessions with, 72 bank-on Fresh Start workshops, and all in all, we saw 882 participants. For our infrastructure and public facilities, we funded the City of Columbia's Art Center retrofit construction project in the amount of $456,644. And I think an email just went out about a ribbon cutting that will be held at the new Art Center in the next week or so. Under economic development, the facade program was funded again. There were a total of 9 facade projects completed. Public investment was $109,720, and private investment $35,414. For our home program, our home funds continue to be used to make home ownership more affordable for our very low, and moderate income persons. Our down payment assistance and affordable housing loans are used to remove the obstacles for home ownership, and the home funds were used to complete 2 housing projects totaling $711,732. That's the Santee Lynch's CDC. We did an acquisition rehab project totaling 5 single-family units, and also with Trinity Housing Live Oak 2, we funded 2 single-family units for acquisition and rehab. Under the Housing Division initiative under Community Development, we completed 17 maintenance assistance program loans for homeowner rehabilitation, 13 affordable housing loans, 6 city lender loans, 18 city lender 2 loans, 3 employee loans, utilizing a total of $2,038,000 in federal and general fund dollars, and we leveraged $3 million in private bank dollars. We promoted 33 events over the year for city housing programs and home ownership programs, and we assisted 372 individuals with credit counseling or home ownership counseling. So we had a very busy year. Under Hopworth's accomplishments, we continue to assist those residents in the City of Columbia, Richland, Lexington, Kershaw, Fairfield, Saluda, and Calhoun counties. The city utilized an online application through the Zoom grants, and we sponsored 6 subrecipients. They include the Cooperative Ministries, the Columbia Housing Authority, Transitions, PALS, which is Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services, the University of South Carolina, and Upper Savannah Care Services. 100 households received tenant-based rental assistance, 579 persons received supportive services, and 173 persons received a short-term rent, mortgage, and/or utility assistance. The Community Development Department is committed to making the City of Columbia and its neighborhoods a better place to live and work. It is through the efforts of the department that the city strives to provide safe, decent, affordable housing, suitable and sustaining living environments, and economic opportunities, specifically for low or moderate wealth individuals and families. What we're asking today is that the City Council approve the City of Columbia's Community Development Department 2016 final CAPER, and that we are allowed to submit it prior to September 30th as required by HUD. Are there any questions? I know it's a lot of information, but those are the highlights of what you have in front of you.
Corey, how much of CDBG do we have left to spend this year, both entitlement and program income?
We haven't started spending the money for the current fiscal year.
Okay.
We're still in the process of getting that pulled together.
How about program income?
Generally, we have about $2 million in program income that we have put on a plan together to spend those funds by next year.
Is anyone here to speak in favor of or against this plan?
I'd like to know how much of the plan is going to be used to clean out storm drains.
Okay.
So what she said,
Sir, if you want to speak in favor of or against it, why don't you come up to the microphone? Okay. Although I can hear you pretty well from where you're standing, but you still got.
When we practiced in city court too. I am Harry Pugh. I happen to own a house in Forest Acres.
Don't get that close to the microphone and not use it, Mr. DePue. You get
in the city of Columbia.
Thank you.
And for the past 3 months, I have asked the city to clean out the storm drains. I have, for each one of you, copies of what it looks like in front of my house.
What's your address, Mr. DePue? Oh, what?
3803 Furman Avenue.
All right.
Copies of what the storm drain looks like. And I also have something for the media, too. They have done nothing. Everyone's very sympathetic. The firemen that have come by for a house that caught on fire, they said, we really feel sorry for it, but we don't know who. The people who do the solid waste, the people who pick up the trash, the people who pick up the recycles. They're all as nice as they could be. They do an excellent job. But no one on Washington Street has any idea whose responsibility it is. 45% of my water bill goes to storm drainage. Now, I haven't decided whether or not the City of Columbia has been able to get an agreement with the deity so that they can charge for the rain that comes down. But I kind of believe that that would be to clean out the gutters, clean out the storm drain. One gentleman from the City of Columbia called and said that, oh, we farmed that out to the Department of Transportation. That's right, the same agency that can't fix the potholes all around the City of Columbia and the rest of the place. The third page shows, I believe, the fact that there are plants growing where the drain is. Everyone said when the large amount, or someone from the City of Columbia, at least he had one of his, beg your pardon?
It's actually owned by DOT, the road, and so we need to.
It's a drain owned. Okay, then if you're collecting, and I've decided, I've written the city, I said, look, I am withholding my $11.56 until you clean it out. Well, now they want to cut off my water. Just tell me, do either of you 6 people know who in the wide world of sports I need to call to find out who can clean it?
Call me.
Right there.
I live two blocks down from you,
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
and if you will give me a call, I will take care of your situation.
I appreciate it.
Here's my card.
You live right down from where Frank Moon used to live.
That's right.
And you got one of these, too.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
I've got 2 of them.
Oh, dear. Now, my question is,
We're not about to have a Citadel conversation here, guys. But
I will pay my water bill.
Pay your water bill.
all right, but you might want to pay your bill. Won't you back here fussing about your water being cut off?
I tell you what, if that fixes it, I'll be down here and giving everybody praise.
And if Mr. Duval's cell phone number's on there, I'll give it to you, okay? You call him from now on, all right? We're good.
That number will get me on a cell phone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Depew. Mr. Anderson, would you also dialogue with Mr. Depew? This is going to be a hell of a day, guys. I can tell, as excuse my French, but it's going to be an interesting one. Is there anyone actually who wants to speak in favor of or against the caper? Is there a motion, Ms. Devine? So moved. Moved and seconded the passage or acceptance of the caper. Seeing no more discussion, we'll move to the previous question. The clerk call a roll.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. McDowell, I'm sorry, Madam City Manager, Ms. McDowell.
Yes, sir. Resolution number R 2017-052, adopting a city street and city facilities naming policy.
Mayor, we've had, each council person has had an opportunity, to review and I think that's his breath that's doing that. I'm kidding. Each council person has had an opportunity to review the renaming of streets and facilities. We tweaked that based on our conversation at last council meeting, and I have not heard anything else, so I assume that we are ready to go, so I move its adoption.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to the previous question. The clerk call the roll.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. All right.
I would move that we go into executive session for item discussion of negotiations, incident, proposed contractual arrangements pursuant to 30-470A2, administrative services only agreement with Cigna Health and Life Insurance.
It's moved and
And
seconded.
Mr. Mayor, executive session will be held outside down the hall to your left.
Okay, and is Reverend Bishop here? I know that she was.
She was.
Oh, okay. Angela, is Mama here too? So we so look forward to the very first action we take in this new policy to recognize the contributions of your dear late husband. We keep Aaron in our prayers as well, and let him know we think about him, we love him. All right. All right. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thank you. All right. Did we vote?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a little bit of time in executive session, y'all.
You can knock out shortly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.